Afternoon, everyone. This is Terry from Allen Art and Design. Got my coffee. If you're new here, welcome. If you've been here before, welcome back. I wanted to work on this subscriber giveaway journal. It's a naked journal. Let me take this stuff out of here. I finished putting the lace on the back. I doubled up on this. I thought that looked kind of cool. I put this strip of trim on the back because I took two pieces and I put them together, but there was a seam there and I didn't like the way it looked. But this worked really well. I finally found the right glue. And it doesn't have to be this brand, but it needs to be this kind of glue. It's tacky craft glue, and it dries clear. This one's Elmo's Craft Bond, and it works amazing. I kept trying to use my Fabri-Tac and my Art Glitter Glue, and I was just wasting glue. It kept absorbing into the material, and it wouldn't stick. So I went through my glues, and I found this. I had just bought 2 bottles of this. I'm glad that I did. I got it at this store called Ollie's. There was a store in Massachusetts that used to be called Building 19. And it was one of those big warehouse, stores where you could buy lots of different things for really cheap prices. And these people bought out part of Building 19 because they still use the same, I don't know what they call it, like not a logo, they say Ollie's, good stuff cheap. Well, they used to say Building 19, good stuff cheap. So they must have purchased that when they bought part of that company, because they have the same kind of stuff and it's all pretty cheap. So this was only $1.99, so I got 2 of them. But I'm sure that if you went to look this up, I'll have to look it up and see, it's probably a lot more expensive, especially if you buy it at like Michael's or Joann Fabrics, because they overcharge you for all this stuff. So I like to try to save some money when I can. So let me put this to the side. Let me move my coffee out of the way. So I'm very happy with the way that this cover came out. It's a little crunchy, because there's a lot of fabric, because look I did the inside too. And I think that looks good because I didn't cover this with paper. I probably should have just covered it with that paper. It would have been fine. But I don't know. I like the look of that. So what we need to do now, and I can always use my, you know what? I got to be careful. This is upside down. I just noticed that these flowers were going the other way. I have a couple of paperweights that we can use. Let's put them on the top because we're going to be working on, I already got the pockets cut out. I did the little thumb, cut out that little thumb notch. I went around and I inked it with a little bit of, what's it called? This one is called tea dye. So those are all ready to go. I'm just going to go ahead and start gluing them in. Now let's see. I cleaned this bottle out the other day, and let's see if it works. I'm getting a little frustrated with these little tips because I don't think they're big enough for the glue to even come out of. But let's just see if this is going to work. I had to take the top off. This was all, I had the wrong pin in it, and the glue started rusting inside, and I had to clean it out. It was, what a mess it was. Let's see. Oh, it's coming out. I love the fine tip. So what we want to do with the pocket is you do not want to go right to the edge, because if you do, you're going to glue your pocket down. This is a gusseted pocket, so we're giving it a little bit of extra room in the pocket by doing this. So I'm just going to glue it along here. Make sure I put a good amount of glue. And along here. the bottom, because I only had so much of this paper, I decided not to do the bottom. I don't even think it matters, really. I got some hair hanging off of that. Ugh. Okay, so we're just, oh, I do have to glue that. And you don't have to glue right there because you want that gusset to open. So take that off. So hopefully that won't glue down. So now we're just going to go ahead, and I already made them the size they need to be. I usually leave it so you can see some of the paper underneath, but I'm not going to do that with these. Like I said, I'm limited to the size of the paper that I had, and this is the paper I wanted to use, so I'm just going with it. Should be fine. And that makes a nice pocket where you can put things in. See, now let me check. Move this. Yep, it's open. It's open on the sides all the way down. That's what you want. So we'll go ahead and do this next one. Like I said, I already did it. It's all ready to go. This one looks like it needs to be trimmed up a little bit. So I'm sitting here in my pajamas again. That wasn't, the last one was at night, but this time I'm wanting to get a video out before I take a shower and leave to go help my daughter-in-law out with my grandsons today. So I got to jump in the shower, but once I'm done with this, that's what I'm gonna do. I figured, why not try to get a video in. This is a video where I'm announcing my subscriber giveaway. Later on today, I'll put it on Instagram as well. I'm not going to ask people to make comments under a certain video and all that stuff. That didn't go over very well last time. If you're a subscriber to my channel, then you're entered into the giveaway, period. That's all there is to that. All right. And I'll make sure I let people know on Instagram that even if they want to make a comment on Instagram, that's fine, but they still have to come over to YouTube and subscribe. And you do not have to have a YouTube account to subscribe to someone's channel. You just go to YouTube and put in the name of the channel and it will pop up. And once you get to their channel, you'll see a subscribe button. But also on my videos, I put a subscribe button in the right-hand corner of all my videos. So if you want to subscribe while you're listening to this subscriber giveaway announcement, just hit subscribe and you're good. All right, so those pockets are in. Beautiful. All right, now I think I should be able to move these paper weights. The next thing I like to do is I always put an image on the inside of the books. Don't know why, I just like to do it. And I have them, so why not use them? So I went ahead and I inked around these flowers as well. And I think they go great with this paper. So here we go. I'm just going to go ahead and glue those down. Make sure we get the edges. So I'll go around the edges first. Hope you can see what I'm doing. Go around the edges first and then I'll fill in that's the easiest way to do this. Because that way you know you've gotten all the way to the end. Yeah, see, this is coming out so much better. The other day when I did my other video, the glue was coming out. Even though it was a smaller tip, it still was coming out way too fast and too much. All right, so, and this should be fine. Don't have to really do much of anything there. And we'll do the same thing here. Just go around the edge. So I hope everybody's having a good day. Wednesdays, I usually go see my grandsons. Mondays and Tuesdays, I watch my granddaughter down in Buzzards Bay. My husband and I bought this is our retirement home in a 55 plus community in Kingston. We're about 15 minutes from Plymouth, but we're also like 30 minutes away from each of our kids, maybe 35 minutes each way. We're right in the middle of both of our children. So we're able to see our grandchildren whenever we want, and it's a quick ride for them to see us and us to see them. All right, so the next thing we need to do, let me just put my pin in this so that it doesn't dry up, especially with that little tiny tip. I did go ahead and I pulled the papers for this signature. The first thing we have to do is glue down. I'm going to take this page out. We need to glue down this doily. And I think if I move this out of the way, I think if I just open it up and glue it down, just with, I think glue stick should be fine, but I can always go around the edges with, I think I'll do that right now. I'll go around the edge of the doily with art glitter glue. So you only need a tiny bit because this is very strong glue. I have a tendency to waste glue, and I'm trying to stop that by, you know, buying these little fine tips and, you know, trying to make it so that I'm only using what I need and not anymore. Because, you know, glue's not cheap. Hold on, I'm probably going to get glue all over me here. Glue isn't cheap, and now that I can use that tacky glue to do my covers, oh, that's going to be so much better. I'm not wasting all this art glitter glue and Fabri-Tac. So this is just going to go down. I just got a bunch on me. I can use this to wipe it. And just go around. Oh, shoot. You know what I didn't do? I need to put glue stick along the middle. I mean, it probably would stick, but I just want to make sure. We'll just make sure that now I can see where I have to go because there's an edge of glue there. That should be plenty. It's just thin. These doilies are so thin. You get them at Dollar Tree. They're super thin. When you take a doily off and you think you have one, look again. Most likely you have two because they're that thin. Super, super thin. But I just love the look of them. And see, look, that's great. That was easy enough to do, right? Just gotta fold it. And once that's dry, that's good. I did notice that this particular page is a little bit longer than all the other pages. So I might as well just go ahead and quickly take a little bit off. Make sure you line it up. There we go. Oh, I didn't get it all. I only got one side. That happens. Just gotta go back over it again. Oh, it's not catching. That's weird. I think the blade is getting dull, so I'll just go ahead with a pair of scissors and trim it up. There we go. Okay. I don't know. I'm going to keep this close. I might need it for more pages. I don't know. All right. Let's see. Let's get rid of all of this. Okay, so let's take a look at the pages that we have for the signature. You can just move them any way you want. If you want this one up there. A small one like this, if you just put it in the middle, it's only going to get caught by one of the threads. So I always move it up or down. That way I know I catch it. This one I could move down a little bit. There we go. All right, so we're just going to take a look through here. I found this pretty sparkly paper. I thought that was nice. Why not throw that in there? This is just a bunch of random papers that I have. And I tried to match them up with the ones that were in the other one, but they're not exactly the same. But they're similar. This is a naked journal. I don't have any pockets. There's no belly bands. There's no up tucks, no side tucks. It's just a naked journal with just a variety of different papers. And I'm going to give you all the craft supplies you need to decorate it yourself, which is a lot of fun. This is that tracing paper that I love, that I tea dyed. This is like a little receipt. I love the feel of that paper too. This is some scrapbooking paper. This is tea dyed or coffee dyed. I'm not sure which one. This is an envelope, which I will turn that into a tuck spot. I'll do that after we sew it in. And I usually always put, this is just like paper you use for a resume that we used to use years ago. And then in the middle, I usually always have some scrapbooking paper, like a whole spread of it. And at the beginning, I have one too, right here. Oops, so let's line this up. Now let's just take a look at the back before we go sewing this in. It should be fine because, I mean, I just moved all the papers where they're supposed to be. Yep, it looks good. Oops. They slide around on you until you get them in, but it's all right. Yeah. This one I might move up just a little bit. There we go. That one's good. Yep. Oops. That's good. That one's good. Yep. And this one. Okay, so I feel like I need to move this because there's too many pages that are similar in size there. So we'll go back, find a spot. There's this good spot right there. Put that in. Yep, that's fine. And that's all layered. I love the layered look of it. All right, so this is all good. So I'm going to open it up. Oh, I just moved that middle page, but that's all right. We'll move it back. Right in the middle. All right, so let me get my clips. Let's see how many. I only need 4, so. All right, so you want to make sure that you squeeze all of your papers together where they're folded. Clip that right there. Oh, and that's not gonna, I'm gonna have to move this down a little so it catches. Okay, yep. Let me see, it doesn't feel like they're all together. All right, now, this is kind of important that you want to get them all close together. I'm gonna have to use a bigger clip. I don't know how big that one is. Nope, that's not big enough. Oh, I know where my clips are. This is my pouch that I use for sewing in my journals. I have some long clips. These are just hair clips, but they work great. Oops, here we go. Okay, so that looks good. I'm probably going to need another one because of where that paper is lying. So I'll just put this off to the side. I have a little stool right next to me on the floor. So this one, we can just use another one of these. All right. And then this one right here. Yeah. Okay, what I didn't do is, oh, look at this. Gotta catch it. Make sure we're catching it on the outside. Good. Okay, what I didn't do, but I think I'll just eyeball it. I'll just take a marker. Needs to be a fine one. Okay. We only have one signature, so you're only going to see this one. I'm going to come down. There's the middle. There we go. And once you put the threads in, you're not even going to see it. So, I need to get this back again because I need to get out my if you've been watching my channel, you'll see that I went ahead and I bought a bookbinding kit. I just want to see if this is the right one. I have a few different balls. This is the one I want here. This one works beautifully. There were like 4 or 5 of them in this set that I bought. I don't need those. Uh-oh, look what I forgot to include. Gotta stop for a minute and readjust and just make sure we catch it. It's not a big deal. We want to make sure we have that page. That's an important page. Actually, I think I'm going to make it come down a little bit more to cover some of these ones on the bottom here. Yep, that's fine. Well, once we get this sewed in, we're just going to glue on the cover. Yeah, the decoration for the cover. And this book is done. So I got to go back and readjust. It's not a big deal. Make sure everything's pushed in together. So we are ready to go. We've got, let's see how that looks. And I don't mind if a little bit sticks out. It's okay. It doesn't have to be perfect. And we can always trim it if we really want to. Okay, so what we're going to go ahead and do is I'm going to go ahead and you fold it and you just push it through. It's so easy. It's like butter. It's awesome. This is the best awl I've ever used. And this is what I'm using from now on. So I got my glue that I love to use. I've got my awl that I love to use. We still have to put holes in the cover. Let's get the cover. All right, so what I'm going to do is, how am I going to do this? I usually make a template and then I can use it for both of these things. But I didn't do that. But let's see what we can do. I think this is going to be hard to see because of all the lace. Let's see. Yeah, I'm wondering how this is going to work. Okay. I'm wondering if I'm going to be able to see that when I pull this out. I don't see. How am I going to see that? What I think I'll do is get my marker again. Just go ahead and mark that spot right there. And then I'm going to mark this spot. I just want to make sure there's the same amount of space on both sides. Okay. Yeah, that's good. All right, so just want to mark this. And then where's the other hole? Mark that. And right there. There, that's all I need to do. All right, so what I need to do before I finish doing that is, do I have any threads in here? I think what I'm going to do is use one of these new threads that I have never used before. These are wax threads that came with the book binding kit, so I'm going to use this one. Ready? 1, 2, 3, 4. I like to do 4 because if I do 3.5, I don't know, it's not long enough for me. So the other thing I have in here is, where are my needles? I'm not sure where they are. I'm just going to use this. Oh, here it is, right here. Bingo. All right, so we just need to thread this. And this, I would like this to have a bigger hole in the eye. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to dedicate a needle threader. You can buy different size needle threaders. I'm going to get one that's appropriate for this size needle and just leave it in my bookbinding kit. and it will just help me to, this isn't as easy to tie a knot as just a regular thread. It's kind of slippery because it's got wax all over it. It's okay. I'm going to do 2. And this way you can't pull your thread out because it'll stop because of the knot. All right. So now I'm going to go ahead. I can see where that is. I'm going to take this out. I can see where I need to put a hole. So let's just check to make sure we have a hole right there. Put it right in the middle. Yep, look. Boom. And another one. Right through. And I'm going all the way through with this one. There we go. Oh, I see what's happening. Well, it's a good thing I don't need to look on the outside. I don't think I do I? That might be a problem. No, I think we'll be fine as long as we pay attention to those holes. So let's go ahead. I usually start in the middle. This way, if you start in the middle, your strings are when you're done will be on the inside. If you start on the outside, your strings will hang out on the outside. And I don't really usually do that. So let's go ahead and see if we can get this done relatively easily, I hope. I don't know though. All right, so we want to catch that bottom thread. Oh, I got a lot there, don't I? I usually just take it and I hook it under there. I think I got way too much thread, but that's okay. I'd rather have too much thread than not enough. Okay, so what I want to do now is go in. Let's see where that hole is. Oh, this is going to be hard because I can't see it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pop this through. If you can see what I'm doing. I'm going to, let's see. Come on. I think it's up there more. Okay, I'm going to pop my needle through. Oh, I see what it is. It's getting caught on this. All right, so let's see if I can. I'm just going to put a little mark, just a tiny little mark there. Okay. Okay, so take it out. Put this back. Pull the string. All right. I thought this was going to be quick and easy, but and we're going to go to that hole right there. If I can get that right there. This isn't going to be as easy as I thought. Okay. Let's have it go through. Yep. Okay, good. And now we're going to put it through this hole right here. Let's hope it goes all the way through. Sometimes things move around on you. I can feel the needle. Hold on. Oh, let's do this again. Oh, yeah. Come on. Oh my goodness. The struggle is real. Let's see. Push it through. There we go. Okay, now let's put it through here. There we go. All right. We want to pull all this thread out. There we go. Make sure that that thread is out too. Okay, so we went in the middle. We went through the back. You're not even going to see that thread. We're going all the way down. Coming out all the way through. And now we're going to go through this hole here. If there's still even a hole there. Oh, it is. Oh, thank you very much. I I didn't want to struggle anymore with this than I had to. All right, so what we're going to do is pull all these threads tight. Okay, now we're gonna, let's see, I don't want to take the needle off yet because, let's see, I still have to go through one more. Hold on, where's that piece? There's that piece. We still have to go back through the middle. So we know where the hole is. Let's see if we can get it to go through again. It's just, you go right next to this thread right here. Try to find that hole. It has to be there because you just did it. So, well, we don't have to go through. Yo, there we go. Okay, so now we've gone through. Yeah, you're not even going to see that thread. Now we just have to go through here. But we don't want to pierce that thread. So let's hold this up a little bit so we can get it through. Look at that, it's coming right through. Okay. So this is what you gotta do to sew a book together. It's not as easy as it looks, is it? Okay. But you just have to be patient. You can take all this stuff off now. You just got to be patient. So we want to make sure there's a string on one side and that there's a string on the other. Like this. Okay, let's see. All right. All right. So what you want to do is, let's just check the back and make sure that those threads are good. Yeah. Those are fine. They're the same. I'm glad I used that color because it's the same color as that. All right, so you pull it one way and then let's see, pull it the other way. I don't want this to come up like that. Let's see. Let's see if it's okay. All right, so now you just tie it one way and you tie it another way. It gives you a square knot that holds your book together. Okay, let's see. Oh, it's upside down. Doesn't matter. Oh, there we go. Beautiful. All right, so I'm going to clip these threads. I don't think I'm going to be putting any charms because I didn't put any charms on the other one. Okay, so now what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and we're going to glue this on. I just took a piece of cardboard and I just wrapped it with paper, and it's a little nameplate. You can put anything you want on it. You can put my journal, you can put, gratitude, you could put memories, you could put photos, you could put glue book, whatever it is that you want to call this book, that's what you can put on there. I'm not going to tell you what you need to do. It's up to you. This is going to be your book that you can do with whatever you want. So I'm going to go ahead because I learned my lesson the other day. And I am going to have to let this dry. But we can still go ahead and finish this book today. This, like I said, this is called Tacky Craft Glue. And if you put glue on the edges where it likes to unravel, it'll stop unraveling. Supposedly, I don't know. This is what I've heard people say. I'm hoping that that's the case. All right, so then you just Just put, I mean, it's just enough to hold it on, you know, it's not going to go anywhere once it dries. That should be plenty. And then I think I might also put some, there's a lot of threads. I might also, let's get those corners. I might also put some on the cover itself. So that should be plenty of glue. Let's see, I gotta stand up for this. And even if you see it coming through, it doesn't matter because it dries clear. And you want to leave a little bit on the side in case you decide on a closure, but I don't think I'm gonna have a closure. I think I'm just gonna leave it like I did before. You can wrap an elastic around it, you can tie a ribbon around it, you can do whatever you want. See how you're seeing the glue come through? It doesn't matter, it dries clear. Just want to make sure that it is on that, because this is fabric to fabric. Normally you would think Fabri-Tac would be the thing to use, right? But it was not working, and I didn't want to waste it all. Let me just check the lace up here. Might just want to tack a little bit on there, just so it doesn't come up. You only need a tiny bit right here too. That one doesn't seem to need it. All right, let's check down here. Just a teeny bit. Doesn't seem to need it, so that's good. All right. Now remember, this is a handmade book. It is not perfect. So when you get it, and if you think it's supposed to be perfect, it's not. It's a handmade book. It's rustic, and it's, you know, it's handmade. But that's the beauty of it. All right, I'm going to go ahead, and I want to ink around the edges of this, because you can see a little bit of that cardboard around the edges. What I did was I took, this is a Dollar Tree wall decal, and I glued it, I just stuck it onto some cardboard. And I might need my dauber for this part. You got to be able to get into the crack there. Yeah, you got to get into the crack there. Yeah, that just takes that edge, the look of the edge off, which is what I want. Yeah, it's hard to get in these little spots, but it works good if you just, because it's foam, and you can conform it to whatever it is that you're trying to do. And you don't need to be too rough with it, you know. But I like the way it looks, and I am going to go around now that I've gotten all the edges. I'm going to go around and I'm going to darken the edges up. It just defines it a little bit more. I like that look. Let's see. This is, you know, these wall decals are kind of like plasticky, like they're vinyl-y. So they don't pick up, the ink is, as if this was paper. If this was paper, it would be, you know, you'd be able to see it more easily, and it would go on more easily. But this is fine. I like the look of it. Just gives it a little bit of, see, you can even wipe it off if you put too much. I just put too much there, and I was able to wipe it off because it's like, you know, it's a vinyl wall decal. I got a little too much right there, and I think I'd like to have that come in just a little more. And yeah, there we go. I like the look of that. That looks good. Just defines the edges a little bit, that's all. Now, let's see. Not sure if I should use Fabri-Tac on this, if I should use this tacky glue. Let's see. Let's see. I think I'm just going to stick with the tacky glue right now. It's working, so why not? It says that you can bond it you know, to whatever craft thing you're doing. So, and I think what I'm gonna do is, gotta make sure we get that little piece that's sticking out. So what I think I'm gonna do, because that's kind of on there with like a glob, you know, I'm gonna use my little silicone brush, and I'm just gonna, hope you can see this, just gonna brush it on there so it's more evenly spread out. Doesn't have to be perfect, but we want to get those edges to stick down. The edges are the most important thing on this. You want to make sure that those edges stick, because you don't want it coming up. So you just go around. Okay. There we go. And now I think what I'll do is push it down. There's plenty of glue on there, so it should adhere, but I think I'm gonna have to put something heavy on it just to hold that down and to make sure all those edges stay flat, which is what we want. Now I'll go ahead and do this. I'll just, we'll use this again. Open it up. This is working really good. This might be my new favorite glue. Let's see how we do with this, and if it is, I'll be using that more. It's a lot cheaper. So this looks, let's just see if it's centered. That looks good. Oh, nope. See, we have to move this down a little bit. You don't want that as close to that. Okay. So this is the second subscriber giveaway journal. Let me show you the first one. These are the two that you get to choose from. This one is bigger, just so you know. I really need something heavy to go on this. I'm just going to hold it for right now. But this is the first one. This is the sunflower. It's got a little bee with some bling on there, and it's got a little bling on the sunflower. Hope you can see that. And this has an image on the inside with a pocket. Got a little sticker. I'll go ahead and find a sticker for the front and back of this one. So I'm going to be doing a video showing everything in both of these journals, and then I'll show you all the craft supplies that I'm going to be including. I still have to go out and buy those. But because I've done this a couple of times, I know what I need, so that's not a problem. And then this is the second one. This one's a little bigger and it's a little thicker. You can see the strings on the back, but I don't think that's a problem because it blends in, so that should be fine. This just needs a big heavy book to sit on it so that it will adhere and it will, none of those edges will come up. So, oh, we got a little glue on here, but thankfully it dries clear. So let me get my wipe that just fell. So I got, all right. So any glue that I have on there right now, if you can see it, it'll dry clear, because I checked it last night. I'm like, is that true? Is it really going to dry clear? Look at that. You can't see any. That's just a little bit. That's going to dry. So, oops. Did I just do what I think I did? Oh my goodness. I'll fix it. No big deal. Anyways, so these are the two books, and I will do a video flip through of both books and all the craft supplies. It's going to be open for, I'm saying, 2 weeks. I think 2 weeks should be fine. 2 weeks from Friday. So Friday is the 14th to the 26th. So February 14th through February 26th. And I'll have to make a few adjustments on this one. This one's fine, and then I'll go out and get all the supplies. So I'll keep everybody updated on that, and I hope you guys are as excited about this giveaway as I am. It's my third one, and I think it's going to be fun. So thank you for coming to my channel. I appreciate your support. Please like, share, comment, and subscribe, especially now if you want to be entered into the subscriber giveaway. And I will see you in the next video. Happy crafting!